name is Michelle, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the CUTTLEBUG Challenge, Fab Friday TV. Today we're going to be creating this card, which is part of this past Wednesday's challenge, challenge number 40, using the sketch that was provided on the blog 2 days ago. And I'm going to use 5 different CUTTLEBUG embossing folders to give this card depth and interest. So let's get started. Okay, so let's start by showing you the materials and supplies that you'll need to create this 3D embossed card. The butterfly wings have some movement, and that gives you your depth. A piece of cardstock cut to 5 inches by 3 3/4. The next piece is cut to 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. The next piece is cut to 4 inches by 2 3/4. The fourth piece is cut to 3 3/4 by 2. I'm showing you these on a black background because my self-healing mat is gray and I didn't know if the white would show up. So today I'm just showing you things on a piece of black cardstock. So those are your 4 layers. Once you have them cut and we emboss them later, you're going to layer them and they're going to give you the front of your card. You're also going to want to use the Sizzix Beautiful Butterflies die, and this is the butterfly from this particular die. You can use any die, a CUTTLEBUG die, a Sizzix die, quick cuts. You can use a handheld punch, whatever will give you a butterfly that's a little bit on the large side to use on this card. So you'll need the die and the cut from the die. You'll also need a standard A2 card. I've already cut this and scored it. This card is ready to go. You'll need your CUTTLEBUG machine, as well as 2 B plates and the C plate. You'll need 5 different CUTTLEBUG embossing folders. The 5 folders that I've chosen are Divine Swirl, Swiss Dots, Paisley, and one of my favorite textile textures. So those are your 5 different embossing folders. You'll also need ribbon, some adhesives, glue dots, some small gems. They could be self-adhesive or you can use glue dots to put them on. I think that those are all the supplies that you'll need. Oh, we need one other thing. We have here a ticket corner punch. This will take off the corner of the piece of cardstock you put into it to give it that little inverted notch. If you don't have this one, you can choose a punch that you like to change the corners with. Okay, I think we're ready to get started. The first thing we want to do is get our CUTTLEBUG situated to emboss those 5 pieces of cardstock. The first thing I'm going to emboss is my butterfly. I have the butterfly here, as well as the embossing folder. I'm going to put my die cut butterfly into the embossing folder, take my A plate, a B plate, the embossing folder with the cardstock, and the second B plate. Once I have my sandwich all ready, I'll put it in the CUTTLEBUG machine and emboss my butterfly. Now we're going to emboss the 4 pieces of cardstock that we cut that are in diminishing sizes so that they're going to layer nicely. The first one, I chose to make my base layer with Swiss dots. So we're going to do the same embossing that we just did. We're using the A plate, the B plate, the folder with the cardstock, as well as another B plate. We put this through the CUTTLEBUG machine, and you'll have your Swiss dots embossed on your base layer of cardstock, which is going to be the first layer that goes on top of your card. Your next one, I chose to use the paisley folder. Going to emboss it the same way. All the steps are the same. Put your cardstock into your folder, A plate, B plate, folder, cardstock, with the cardstock inside, B plate on top, put it through the machine, and now you've embossed your second layer of cardstock. For the third layer, let's do this one with Divine Swirls. Once again, we're using the A plate, the B plate, and another B plate. Put that through the machine. And now we have just one more piece of cardstock for our layers on the front of the card. And we're going to do that with birds and swirls. And that's our smallest piece of cardstock. So these go in reverse order. I have my sandwich ready. I'm putting it in and I'm embossing the fourth layer of cardstock. And once that's embossed, we've done all the embossing for this particular project. So we can put our CUTTLEBUG machine and our plates to the side. This is when you'll want to take your ticket corner punch. I always like to work with the punch upside down so you could see. Put your cardstock in and just punch. And now you've got that little inverted notch that looks like the corner of a ticket. You're going to do that to all four of your corners. And now that's ready to go as well.